It seems we are witnessing a festival of sorts around us, the festival of democracy. I mean, look around you. Posters, rallies, promises, blatant lies, we have it all. But as always, dig deeper and you realize that this festival means different things to different people. I mean, for the BJP fans, this election is a matter of life and death, it seems. For Congress fans, it is a fight to protect Indian democracy. But what about the people who are voting? Of course, we are talking about Manipur. Last year, May 3 started very well in Manipur. Sure, there were calls for protests, but the Vice President of India was in Imphal. And I mean, no offense, but a call for protest in Manipur should hardly be a matter of concern, right? I mean, hardly a week passes when we do not see protests in the Northeast. Boy, we were wrong, and how? At EastMojo, we take pride in saying that we were not only the first to cover the conflict, but we have also maintained our coverage to the best of our capabilities. For the past year, we have been trying our best to show the reality, but it hurts me to say that despite making hundreds of videos, we seem no closer to a solution. At this point, it seems Manipur is more broken than ever and nothing will change that. The only question that remains is, will we ever see Manipur the way it was? Probably not. I will not waste your time trying to explain what happened in Manipur because that has already been done to death. Discussing what is happening in Manipur will not, and I repeat, will not change the fact that at the time when the world's largest democracy was picking its next government, over 24,000 people voted in displacement camps. Festival of democracy, right? Pursuing for months.
The village of Assam
In the 75th Independence Day,
Do you know what a golden hour is? No, it is not the time spent watching your favorite TV show. The golden hour is the term often used in trauma or emergency care to suggest that an injured or sick person must receive definitive treatment in the first 60 minutes from the time of injury or appearance of symptoms. Had the government wanted, they could have ended all confusion within the first 24 hours. And this may sound weird to you, but the government did get a few things right. Believe me. Additional security forces were rushed in within 36 hours, and if you add that to the already strong presence of security forces in Manipur and the full might of the state police, there is little doubt that at least in terms of security personnel, we had enough. And once again, we were proven to be wrong. On the night of May 3 itself, Imphal burned, showing the absolute incapability of local police and politicians to control the angry people. Was the anger in Imphal justified? Probably. Was the anger in Churachandpur justified? Probably. Did people take the law into their own hands? Of course. See, these are all points of discussion, but now it is too late for that. Instead of tackling the situation head-on, the government looked like a deer caught in the headlights, clueless, scared, and trying its best to save itself. To hell with the people. One of the first things that we noticed was that following the violence, the division of the ruling party on ethnic lines became so clear that one would be wrong to assume that there was a time when Biren Singh was also the Chief Minister of the Kukis of Manipur. Within a week, the party's ranks were split. The Kuki MLAs, in one of the most blatant disregard for party ethics, demanded a separate administration. The Chief Minister's response? Remain quiet and wait for the centre to respond. I'm pretty sure that there are people who are or who will be authoring books on Manipur. I hope they pay attention to the astonishing fact that had the BJP acted like the strong party that it wants its followers to believe it is, the future of Manipur would have been starkly different. This party, which never forgets to count the advantages of double-engine government, has not managed to have one meeting of all its MLAs from the same state. We are not talking about India-Pakistan level talks, not even talks between insurgents and governments. We are talking about a meeting of all MLAs of India's largest party. And a year later, to this day, it has not happened. Wow. If there is one thing that probably defines the BJP, it is their passion to win elections. This probably explains why until May 12, neither the Home Minister nor the Prime Minister bothered to even tweet about Manipur. Why? Because Karnataka elections, okay? After that, nothing again. Then towards the end of May, Amit Shah visits, says, give me 15 days. We all gave him 15 days and we are now closer to 15 months than 15 days. During this time, we have seen every central leader talk about how PM Modi is doing a wonderful job at everything except Manipur. As for our Prime Minister, we have already discussed in detail why it was smart on the part of the BJP to ignore Manipur in this episode. I mean, there is a reason why our Prime Minister visited Assam and Tripura, but of course stayed far, far away from Manipur. He even avoided Mizoram during elections because, well, why bother with a state that will not vote for you anyway? Before I say anything else on the matter, I will acknowledge one crucial thing. The Northeast has had a very, very complicated relationship with Indian security forces. Thousands of innocents have died at the hands of security forces across the region, and perhaps within the Northeast, no state has suffered at their hands as Manipur has. With that out of the way, let us now talk about how the security forces have been treated in the recent war in Manipur. Just a few days ago, when the security forces picked insurgents from one community, the women folk from that community did all they could to block their way. Who allowed this to continue? Why has the state government and the great chief minister not warned its residents from not coming in the way of the army? This is of course not the first time this has happened. We have spoken to several army officials, of the record of course, who have told us time and again that they have been absolutely disheartened by the absolute lack of decisiveness that was needed in Manipur. What can the security forces do? No one knows, and no one can explain. The security forces' morale has been crushed, caught between insurgents, village volunteers, residents, state police, politicians, and everyone else. Whenever it is convenient, Biren Singh will pose with the military to show his might. Whenever it is not, he will simply act like they do not exist. What message goes to the security forces when radical outfits summon MLAs to the Kangla fort and everyone follows their orders? What can the security forces do to calm down a situation when no one except them works towards it? I am not here to advocate for the security forces because, well, we do not need to. The truth is that every side has tried to advocate for the security forces and when it seems convenient. The biggest worry to emerge from this is that if the army has proven to be this weak in half of Manipur, which is hardly a big state in size or population, what will happen if we see a similar situation in any other state? By the time this video is out, Manipur violence will have completed a year. Yet we are no closer to a solution because, well, the state is simply too broken now. So sure, celebrate your festival of democracy, but in Manipur, this festival is taking place on the dead bodies of hundreds who should have been standing in line to cast their votes. Instead, their bodies now remain buried forever.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.